Right, welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality Cast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Phelps, and my co-host, and very good friend, is Mr. Dave Horrocks.
Hey there, Chris, in a cave. Hello there, and hello to our listeners out there. Welcome to Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. We're covering Love Island UK Series 8, Episode 37. 37, crikey, Chris. This is going quick. I normally ask you, where would you like to start? But surely there's only one show in town tonight.
There is, Dave. Tasha and Andrew. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh, fucking hell. Well, actually, let's maybe start off with a little hors d'oeuvre, a little aperitif to get us going then. Fuck those two, Chris. I am so done. I probably overused the gif where it's from the IT crowd and the guy just gets up and jumps out the window. But Christ on a bike, when Tasha and Andrew are, having their little lovey-dovey chat, we've got the background music, the romantic music, so it's all going to go well. And they're both like deciding, yeah, we did this and that. And, Andrew's talking about, I know I need to work hard after what I've done. And I'm secretly thinking, go on, say it again. What did you do? Or whatever. But then it's later on and Tasha's like fucking having some cozy chats in the bed with Billy. And like, she doesn't want to completely close herself off to Billy as well. Like, oh, come on. I'm so done with this. How did you see that, Chris?
Exactly the same. I was literally remote in hand, ready to throw it at my TV. I'm like, she's just told Andrew we're going to make a go of it. They've had this big passionate kiss, the big heart to heart, and then she's crying in the fucking bed with Billy. And I'm like, oh my fucking days. What the hell is going on with her, Dave? So it's all right saying she don't know what she wants, but she's a fucking danger to herself. It's like, you just mess. I'm not a fan of Andrew at all. I just couldn't be doing with him with the fucking wet lettuce. But I'm just like, this is fucking bullshit. Like every turn, something else goes on. I don't know what the hell she wants. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't actually care, if I'm being honest, Dave. I am so over them two. And then Billy has got to be one of the most non-Love Island contestants I've ever seen. Other than one of the greatest scenes ever tonight, he was involved in by accident, but. He's fucking rubbish. He's got a fake laugh. He doesn't do anything. He's hanging around like someone's fucking, like a bad fart in an astronaut suit. He's just there all the time, involved in these little things. And even with Paige, he was doing it tonight. I'm like, he's so desperate, but also he's so unoffensive as well. He's just there. He's one of them contestants who's going to be there. And when he leaves, I was like, oh, what a great guy he was. I'm not seeing it. But them two, Andrew and Tashkin, go and fuck off as far as I'm concerned. I've had enough of him, Dave. I don't care. I really don't care.
Well, don't forget, Chris, Billy brings out in Tasha this wild and fun and crazy side, this flirty side in Tasha that is all not ever shown on the TV. And Billy's jokes, which are also funny, also not really shown on TV, but apparently he's funny. So, yeah, I don't know. I am so done with them two as well. But then I can't stop watching it as well.
Yeah.
I do want them to just. I still think it's massive immaturity. I'm sure someone posted somewhere on one of the social media channels reminding us that in the drinking game, I think Tasha took a drink when it was like, have you slept with someone when you've been coupled up, or it was something like that, so. She's got a bit of a history with the old cheating, and you can see it. And the thing is, I think it's fine. I actually think she just needs to get it out of her system, right? Just fill your boots, just go. But the problem is with the signals, like the lovey-dovey signals that she sends off to Andrew. I think those are from her side just the wrong messages. But Andrew is kind of the same as well. He's sending off the lovey-dovey messages, did what he did in Casa Amor. And you can say, would he have done that if he hadn't been wound up by the fact that, he's been played for a mug? He could have stuck by his convictions and stuck by Tasha, but no, he decided to go properly full steam ahead into kind of lads' holiday when you're 18 kind of mode.
Yeah, he did, and I think everyone was the same. It was that thing of like you said, the the IT crowd, jumping out the window. That everyone's like, "Oh, for sake!"
Yeah.
But keeps you captivated. It keeps you engaged in the show. So I would say, Dave, the amount of flip flopping she's done, it's just unbelievable. Like I cannot keep up with that. Say she's such an unusual character, and I can't imagine what her family must think. They must be watching it. Even they must be getting frustrated, going, "Not again," So I don't know. I did see, by the way, a video on social media of her dancing. Dave, my God, she is a good dancer. Proper, like music video dancing, like really good dancing. She's dancing with another girl. Obviously, what's more impressive is obviously with her hearing impairment as well. That is fantastic that she can pick up. Like, I mean, she can obviously hear stuff now with the hearing aid, which is brilliant. But also now they were saying like the way she's on point and her dance, it's fantastic. Honestly, I'll give her credit on that. I know it's not part of the show, but her dancing on this video I watched was phenomenal. We were talking like Paula Abdul videos from the 80s, sort of dancing like that.
Or Jason
really
Statham before he got famous, like dancing.
Yeah, something like that, Dave. Yeah. No, honestly, I saw it the other day on Twitter, and she's really, really good dancer. So, complete side note. But ultimately, as a Love Island contestant, I don't know what we're going to get with her, which is a good thing, but also it's so frustrating.
Yeah, like I say, I think just Tasha, my advice: go out, fill your boots, have fun. But, don't forget boyfriend and girlfriend things, coupling up. Just have fun. But Chris, I mean, we've got to get into it. We kick off the episode, don't we, where we left off yesterday, where the boys are coming back all laughing and happy and everything, and then see Adam is there, and then they've got a face like a slapped arse. But, I mean, what do you reckon to how the whole Jacques, Paige, Adam, going to mention Gemma as well in there,
yes.
How all of that unfolded?
Well, I will give Luca credit first off, Dave, because it was funny when he was like, "Oh," and then we went in the fucking dining room thing, and he went, "Why are you bringing this dead wood in here?" I was pissing myself at that. I did laugh at that. That was quite funny. But no, I think, Adam does say to Jacques, like, "God, you've got more lives," like being a cat sort of thing. And he's like, "Oh, no, mate. Yeah. And that was okay. It was quite cordial, everything. Look, Adam, I don't know whether Adam's going to be in this and they're going to hook him before the end of the show because he's previously done it and he got hooked. He might be able to go to the end. I don't think he's going to win it, but I don't know whether he's just going in there to cause as much mayhem as possible, and then he ends up getting kicked out towards the end again because he didn't last. He lasted for a while in the UK one, and we've got a great email calling me out, Dave, which we'll read later. So someone was very frustrated with me and my Love Island knowledge. So we'll talk about that later. But genuinely, like, the whole thing unravelled, and Gemma's played it very clever. So everyone's like, we've laughed and joked about the age thing and like what's going on, and we've had these things. So Afi and Remy mentioned that Jacques has blown up loads of times. Remy had stuff with him. This is on a podcast. Obviously, it's Remy's side of the story. We got called out saying, why didn't we go with it? You've got to sort of. I believe Remy's right, but also we weren't there. We haven't seen it. The island, the producers have completely cut any of this out, and apparently it's a regular thing now. On the back of that, Molly and Charlie and that were doing a podcast, and they said the same. Said that I think you told me this as well, and I've watched bits of it. Like, Jay won't engage with him after he's had a few run-ins with him. That's why we had this bit of split with Davide and Charlie. This has come out from a lot of people that Jacques has completely flew off the handle. Going off their information, their people are actually in the villa quite a lot of the times, and the producers have given him a good edit. However, in the last week, things have just sneaked in about his personality, haven't they? Like we said yesterday in the joke and side, we've laughed at some of the one-liners he said, and then obviously we've got the whole ADHD thing which has come out. But like you said, and it's a great line, at the end of the day, it doesn't make you become a fucking see you next Tuesday, does it? So, you know what I mean? Like, it's interesting, this whole dynamic. And I think by the end of the episode, I think they've got a lot of sympathy. However, I think that when it played out, Gemma played a blinder. She's basically not said a word about how they've split up, and she's let everybody decide on their own merit of his actions. And I think that's probably why they split up, because he's a hothead. And you can see he was simmering. And as soon as Gemma said it, he wanted to fight him. He didn't want to go over and have it out with him. He wanted to fucking fight him, Dave. For Love Island's, but I always lost it. I always want to punch up or a bit of a thing. But he was quite worrying at times there for him, because I'm thinking, this kid has got no self-control at all. And a lot of people were slagging him off online, saying, he didn't say much when Adam was sat next to him. I don't think he didn't say much to Adam when he sat next to him, because if he wasn't on a TV show, I think they'd have been fighting, Dave. I think he'd have been brawling. He was trying to hold it together when Adam was sat so close. We could see the simmering rage and hate he had towards Adam, and that, he needs to get help for that. Whatever we think of him in that, whatever comes of this episode, whatever people think of last night, because I've saw support for him. I'm not really on the support side of it, and I'll explain that in a minute. But when I saw it all, it was great TV. But I did think, Jesus, man, he has got a terrible temper.
Yeah, I think this is going to be really quite divisive. Now, I don't know if the producers tonight have given him a generous edit, because if they'd have given him a generous edit, they'd have taken that shit out. And they could have just shown, him saying he's not been himself. Yeah. They could have just shown that. And then everyone would have been like, what's going on? So that would have been a generous edit. No, they've shown him being a right twat. And you've kind of... The thing is, he's pulled the card at the end there about him not being himself. And I've seen people come out and like, it's brilliant that he's talking about mental health and stuff. Get yourself well, son, and everything. Jacques has walked into the villa with the same problems that he's walking out with. And I don't believe for a second that it is part of being in the villa. As soon as he's walked in there, I think the type of person he is, and it's an immaturity thing with him as well. I said it about Tasha. I think Jacques is quite immature for his age, to be honest. I think the way he behaves and the way he doesn't deal with his emotions, and you've got that kind of petulant thing, which is funny. He does reflect Gemma in some ways. Remember when Gemma was like, I'm glad Luca didn't bring me a coffee. That's made me like him even more. It's like such a school level thing to say. And Jacques is the same. It's like, I hope he says something about me, and I just find him so immature and childish.
Yeah,
like that little season 5 reference there. So yeah, I don't think this is anything new, but when he's going on about the when we get the heartfelt, the tears and everything, and he's saying, he's just not being himself. I'm trying to do the timeline in my mind. It's like, well, when weren't you yourself? Was it when you were having a fucking great time in Casa Amor, and you were spending a lot of time with Molly, and then being all flirty with her, and then suddenly sticking her in the friend zone because what was it, Shireen or something?
Cheyenne,
that was it. Suddenly you get the green light from her, so it's like, right, yep, let's go for it. He was having a fucking great time, having his fucking boner in the pool and everything. And then when he came back, then you could say, well, okay, maybe his mental health dips, but it's kind of a self-inflicted thing. But, he said himself, well, I just have to do a bit of grafting. And also, he says to Luca, well, I don't want her to forgive me. Get the fucking violins out. So was it in that time? Was it Casa Amor? Was it the couple of days when he was back? Or was it the day when they were back together? No, it was the last fucking 24 hours when you were a massive fucking bellend. You went right over the top and you've just gone fucking spiraling in that time. And so I did say, I thought the reason he'll go, because the news broke, didn't it? Through the day. And I did say he's just not going to be able to handle the fact that Paige might not be completely closed off to Adam. And I'm sorry, but for me, that's the reason he's gone.
Yeah, I think that the producers have been really, really kind to him, Dave. I do. I think that there's more gone on than what we've seen. There's been plenty of times I think he's been warned for his behaviour. We haven't seen it. It might not come out. They might have got one to sign NDAs properly after this incident, but they give him a very favourable edit because, like you said, the timelines didn't match up. when he was saying stuff like Paige who, when he was in Casa Amor and all that, and I know I called out Paige yesterday, and quite rightly, because literally she got back with Jacques and all this. Now, it was more him talking than her about like how he wants to be with her and everything, and he pretty much said he loved her tonight. But I think that she did nothing wrong in any of this, and his behaviour was a disgrace. I mean, speaking to the way he spoke to fucking Billy was like, "Yeah, do you want me to go? No, stay here, mate. Fuck off, Billy." That's not anywhere else, Dave. I mean, Billy might be scared, but no, you'd be fighting with someone.
Oh, that's escalating outside, isn't it? Definitely.
Yeah. In real life, that's a fucking brawl. If you're in a pub or something, and someone says that to you, you are, it's on, let's go, sort of thing. Or it would have been years ago, not now, obviously.
In my day.
In my day,
is what you wanted to say.
Even me, and I'm quite mild-mannered, but if someone had said that to me, we've got a problem, So it was totally wrong. And the way, like you say, he's got a fucking lob on in the pool, with Sinead there. He's fucking trying to get rid of it, doing the old fucking put it on the band trick and all that so people can't see. He's snogging these girls. He's there, Dave. You know what I mean? Like living his best life. And what makes me laugh is he kept going on about a fucking test. Well, he was a bombshell who came in, because he came in and Gemma went, "That's my ex." So he was a bombshell, which is conveniently forgotten. Adam's a bombshell. He's come in as a test for everyone, Dave, and he doesn't fucking like it because the test has come in and fucked him off. His whole attitude was a disgrace, what he did. And I know he was crying and everything like that, but it felt to me that they said to him, "You've got to go." Because at the end of the day, why would he, if he's into Paige and he wants her, he's found love, why would he then say, "I'll wait for the end" and all that? None of this tonight has made sense to me. I think he's had a nudge. They've given him a favourable edit. He needs help and he needs to speak to someone. I hope they're not crocodile tears and he does get help, because Love Island, as we know in the past, have not been the best at supporting contestants, and they need to, Dave. But I also think he's brought all of this on himself, and he's got a very favourable exit out of the show, because none of it makes sense to me. And I don't think he is the master of his own downfall, like you say. And I saw a lot of people, like even on our Facebook, even friends who don't follow our channel or watch it, like, "Oh, I felt so sorry for him." And it's like, but have you not seen what he's done? The whole
context is important, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And I will say, Dave, that the bastard in me also was like, Paige doesn't seem that bothered. He's pretty much saying to her, "I don't want to say it, but I do. And she's like, "All right." And she's doing the old crying and that, thinking she is going to be cracking on with it. I mean, I will eat my words if she turns around the next day or says, "I'm going," because she's going fucking nowhere. She's going to be booted out there. So that's why I don't believe it. And as soon as Jack sees her with someone else, because she's going to crack on with Adam now because he's gone, I don't believe any of it. I think she's going to do a full PR scheme against Jacques now, saying, "Oh, how intense he was. Oh, it's like a weight off his shoulders and everything." And it's all going to be this Adam thing now, unless someone else comes in. But yeah, it's very hard for me to feel sympathy for Jacques, even though he was crying and that, because of his actions, and also the stuff we've heard goes on, and the producers have been very kind. So, but I hope he's supported, and I hope that if we're wrong, I'm happy to hold my hands up, but I don't think we are. I think everything he's created his own downfall. And it was great TV, but then he got to the point where it was uncomfortable at the end.
Yeah, I think so as well. But I think for me, I can feel sympathy for the bloke. And also think he's a tool as well, like I say, I think he's walked into the villa with all of those problems. I think, it's the usual Love Island hypocrite thing, isn't it? It's like, well, it was all right for you in Casa Amor to crack on. Next minute, you're fucking derailed completely by Adam having a couple of conversations. And then, like you say, the whole I find the hypocrisy when he was talking to Luca and going on about Adam. He's basically slagging off Adam to Luca about getting slagged off behind his back.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'll say
fucking hypocrite,
Yeah.
But so I think for me, I can feel sympathy for him, but think he's a bit of a tool as well. Yeah, I do hope he gets problems, but not because of something that Love Island has created in this scenario. It's just shone a light on it. I think he's had all of those problems, coming into it. I've met plenty of Jaxes in my life. I kind of know where he's coming from there. But what do you think about Gemma's kind of role in this? Because Gemma, and we've had a good laugh about him hanging around school gates and stuff when you match up the timelines about how old she was when he was going out. But she knows him. She's dated him for like 8 months. She absolutely puts a red rag up to his face with the whole, oh, he was slagging you off.
Yeah,
that was it. That was fucking it. And then she's like laughing and she's like, oh, he's such a hothead. And I thought, I've given Gemma a lot of praise, actually, for being so mature. Or that's how she comes across as so mature. But it was crossing my mind, is that just a real immaturity thing? You know yourself, Chris, now it's going back a long time when we were that age and going out to clubs and stuff. But you did get some people who just reveled a little bit in stoking the fire, you know, and then would complain about it when it goes off. It's like, oh, why do you have to do that? Well, you know all the ingredients, and you've basically thrown a match on a bunch of petrol and gone, well, fucking hell, why has that gone on fire then?
Yeah. You know what, Dave? Exactly how I feel about it is I think she's had this in her back pocket waiting for something, because it was that old classic, oh, don't go and say anything. Oh, no, don't. But really she's thinking, oh, I'm getting my popcorn out here. I am ready. I'm with you. I thought she didn't come out of it well at all, because that was proper gaslighting. And like you say, I've been a bit of a Gemma fan recently. I know we laid into it at the start and the whole influence of her dad and the way they were framing the show. But she's been really, really mature. And that was like, hang on a minute, she's still only 19. That felt like that was one of them. Well, we all still do it. We all still say stuff we shouldn't, you know what I mean? But it did feel like that. She's been waiting a long time to do that. And that ignited everything, didn't it?
Yeah. I mean, she could be just this master tactician, to be honest. You know, the producers fucked her over by throwing in her ex-boyfriend. She's waited there. She's bided her time. And then with one little phrase, she's got him out of the villa. Yeah.
Clever, Dave, because they've not really engaged, have they? When she said that, oh, he's such a hothead. That's like, I mean, I thought his reaction was ridiculous, because they've seen with other contestants, with Jackson, that like they've come in and brought the fall forward. It's been a big discussion with Olsen and a lot of people online, like how they're letting, even like the producers are getting a bit of a kicking off the contestants that have left as well. So that influence is there now, where we knew it was going on and we called it out loads of times, but they're actually acknowledging it for the first time, which is interesting. So, yeah, like I say, let's see what happens with tomorrow's episode. I can't wait. I'll be honest with you. I cannot wait. But I've got a feeling that Paige is not going to be as upset as what we think, I think. And I'm not slagging her off. I just think she's in it to win it, Dave. She's done a few things recently, and I think she had no choice with Jacques. That relationship, whatever he's saying, and he said, like, I need to do this for myself and all that. Good on you. But I think he was saying stuff because he's been told to go. I really do.
Maybe. I think contestants have been in worse positions, though. You know, and the whole Faye thing from last year. I mean, you could say that she went further. You know, maybe...
Yeah, she did, to be fair.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe someone's definitely had a word with him, but I'm not sure it's quite to the levels of he's been pushed. I just think he spat his fucking dummy, Chris. I think that's how I'm seeing it. That he just cannot handle it. He can't handle the fact that Paige might not be completely into him, despite, you know, in his head, he's dropped his guard and everything. So I just think it's that. If the producers had pushed him out, like I say, they could have given him a more favourable edit and just sent him out with the violins, with the whole narrative. You know, it's being in here. I'm not being myself. Liam had done it, you know, earlier in the season, hadn't he? I think he spat his dummy. But as for Paige, I do think when Jacques was starting to get emotional and starting to say about leaving, I thought the way Paige is kind of not reacting at all, I thought, oh yeah, she's done already. She's seen enough. And it's not about being open to Adam. It's about seeing enough red flags that you can actually say, you know what, this is not going in a good direction, and I need to get out.
Yeah.
But then she did get quite emotional. But then, Chris, when they leave their holiday home, you know, the Islanders, there's always tears from everyone. So I'm with you that I don't think Paige is exactly going to be, hanging around but waiting for Jacques on the outside. But I have to say, you know, for the outcome bias that I have, I think Adam might be the greatest fucking bombshell we've ever seen.
I know. Well, yeah, and I do think to knock back on that a little bit is I do think for Paige, Jacques isn't the right guy for her. So, you know what I mean? Fair fucks to a sort of thing. So I will say that. I'm not just digging her out. But Dave, I'll tell you what, Dave. You talk about Adam, and we've had a great email calling me out here because I have watched all Love Island. I have, even the celebrity one from like the early 2000s and stuff. I've watched them all, but I've never gone back and watched them. We've talked about it with yourself because there's some cracking series that you were involved in, Dave. So obviously, series 4, when Adam was in it, it's the series before you came on board. You came on board series 5, didn't you? So when first time we'd ever watched it. So let me read this email, Dave. We've had 2. This one's calling me out. This is from our good friend Michelle. Sent out Adam Collard. Hey guys, just listened to your latest podcast and was so frustrated I had to reach out. First, Adam was from season 4, not 3. So that was down to me that day. I'll try to keep this brief. He was a day one bombshell, so he had his pick of anyone. He went for Kendall, who was one of the only ones happy in her current couple. Rosie came in a day later and he got with her. Then he tried to get Megan in a few days after Zara arrived and he got with her. A day after having sex with, he got with Zara a day after having sex with Rosie. Oh my God, I can't believe I remember this. He really did like Zara a lot. She was dumped from the villa right before Casa Amor and he got with Darrell then. Brought her back to the villa, but then told her he still had feelings for Zara. After he was dumped on day 32, he and Zara had a pretty long relationship on the outside. Back to this season, only one of the girls knew his last name and said from season whatever. So I don't think production told them he was coming. I've seen every season multiple times over and over. And if I had to choose a bombshell from a previous season that all the girls would love and the guys would be jealous of, I'd choose Adam. He gained a bad reputation very early in this season, yet girl after girl would come in and he'd win them over. They think I'm the one who will change him. Even the Casa girls. Chris, I think you've said you've seen all the seasons. It's hard to believe you don't remember Adam well or don't remember him being a player. How dare you? And all the girls falling for him. Remember, even Dr. Alex was trying to smolder like Adam does. Okay, this email has gone way too long. All the best and keep up the excellent work. Love you both and everything you do. Well, I don't know whether she does love us both.
Well, she says the excellent work. I mean, it doesn't sound like it, but...
No, she's right, though, because I knew it was Adam. As soon as he came in, I said to someone, when we knew it was, what was happening, and I saw his picture, I was like, that's that Adam. I knew that straight away. I didn't know it was name, but yeah, I've got mixed up. And obviously, there's a lot of stuff we cover. I'm just trying to bail out now, Dave, because you even called me out tonight on Discord and went, yeah, Chris says he's a super fan, but doesn't know anything.
I think it's all relative, isn't it? Because I think, obviously, I'm sure I remember, not season 1, but I'm sure when Celebrity Love Island, I'd have to go back in my mind, but I'm sure even when we were in the band, you were legging it from practice to get back for, it was either Love Island or something else. I was like,
it'd be Big Brother.
Fucking what?
Yeah. Are we not done now? Have I not done my bit? It would have been Big Brother, Dave. Definitely Big Brother.
Yeah.
I was a massive Big Brother fan. Yeah, me and Sam used to watch that like religiously. I love Big Brother.
I don't know.
Like in the day.
It feels in my gut. I'd have to go back and see when that Celebrity Love Island started, but in my head it's that. So you were definitely there watching, but it's not like, I know you've certainly not watched it multiple times, and it's not like we really pour over every episode like we do now when we're covering it. We discuss it, we see it different ways, we get people emailing in who see it different ways to us, and that just adds to the the viewing, if you like, because you're seeing the same actual things, but then you're interpreting it differently. So I'll give you a bit of a pass. From my perspective, I think, I wouldn't call you a super fan, but, definitely fan.
Okay, thank you. And Michelle, that was a great email anyway, but there you go. I did say though, Dave, none of this big question in my, knowledge of love had nothing to do with reality radar, by the way, just to get that disclaimer in. Anyway, it's from Mona, and it says, "Hello guys, what an episode. Just here to comment about Paige and Jacques again. It was obvious that she was going to take him back no matter all her sassy remarks in the confessional. All he needed was a stupid lipstick note, a coffee that he didn't even want to bring, and a notes app apology. I wonder if a movie night could even change her mind about him. Well, obviously not now. This was obviously we got this email before. Also, in her chat with Adam, she said he was in the doghouse for quite a while, which in reality was 2 nights, and then proceeded to say that his behaviour after Castro Moore also showed red flags, but still she got back with him. It's obvious she's saying it like that because she doesn't want to look like an idiot who doesn't realise who Jack is, but doesn't realise and unconsciously saying it out loud, but still taking him back make her look more of an idiot. I'm not trying to victim blame here. We know she doesn't even know half of what he's said and done, but it's clear she knows he's a walking red flag, yet doesn't have the strength to cut him off. Sorry for the long email, but one last thing. In the preview for the next episode, when Jack gets angry, so this email came before tonight's episode, Jacques gets angry about what Adam said. How come he's mad at Paige and not Adam? Running up to Paige as if she said it seems manipulative to me. He knows Adam would put him in his place while Paige will just take it. He now knows how far he can go without losing it and will continue to push it to the limit. Have a nice day. I do think, Dave, a great email from Mona, thank you. But I do think, Dave, in my head, and I've seen a bit of this as well, I always go and try and validate when you're thinking things. I know obviously sometimes I can say some really silly things, but I did think, was this like a bit of a Hail Mary to see how serious she was about him, hoping she'd leave as well? That was in the back of my head with the whole "I'll see you when we get out" thing. It was like he was waiting to see if she would sort of say, "Oh, I'll come with you," and she didn't. I don't know.
100%. He was that thing, like I was saying with Gemma with the coffee. Oh, I'm glad Luca didn't bring me a coffee. It's almost like if you say the opposite thing, then you're actually transmitting signals. I thought when he was on his way out and saying, look, no, you don't have to follow me. No, you don't have to come. You come here. You stay here. You're having a great time. He's so fucking going on about it. He was actually subliminally sending messages. Look, come with me. That's what he was saying. That's the subtext of what he was saying. Even though the actual words were all about staying, he was going on about it so much. I thought he was constantly making her think about why is she in the villa. That's what he was doing. Really fucking manipulative. I don't think he's smart enough to actually think about what he's doing there and do it. I just think he's really good at it, and that's not a good trait. He's just naturally quite good at manipulating. So, and I do think great email as well. I agree. I think the way he kind of stormed over initially to Paige, tells Billy to fuck off, and then, he's all aggressive, and you can tell he's like short of breath. Even when a bit later, when he says, "No, I'm fine," he's still short of breath. He's ready to go. His adrenaline's up and everything. He's being aggressive towards Paige, but then hardly saying fucking anything to Adam. The most he says is like, "Oh, you've got a game plan, haven't you?" And Adam, I don't know whether he was playing dumb or just not picking up on what's actually going on here. But he's saying, "Well, I'm going to chat to everyone," and if you're going to fucking say something, he's saying to everyone, "Oh, if he speaks to me, I'll tell him to fuck off." Well, didn't sound like that to me, Jacques.
No, I did say before though. I thought he was because he really, really wanted to go with him, Dave. I thought he was just going to fucking jump on him at one point when he sat together. That's how I saw it, because you could just see that fucking temper was just there simmering. But you could be right. He could be all talk. He could just be one of the people who throws his toys out the pram and then, like Azamone says he's going to do. I know plenty of people who do that. They talk the big game. I remember sorry to cut you off there.
Yeah, it's okay. No, I was just going to say, I think, look, if it comes down to it, I'm sure Jacques would have a tussle. I'm sure he's had plenty of tussles. I'm sure in, his rugby playing lifestyle, I'm sure he's done that. But I do think it's mostly hot air.
Yeah, I'd hope so. Dave.
I'm not saying it's only hot air. I'm saying mostly. So I'm sure had the conversation escalated, and Adam had started to get RC back, then it could have gone that way. But yeah. I just think it's mostly bluster.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, I mean, and I agree. I agree with that. I hope. I'm going to say I hope for him. It's all mouth. He just, he calms down, and then he went over to apologise to Billy. But what an interesting character, Dave. What an absolutely interesting contestant. We said about Tasha at the start, like Jacques. Gee, I mean, anyone who's a psychologist would have a field day, wouldn't they? Like they do all these psychological profiles on the contestants. I think Jacques would be a massive book. He's very, very unusual character.
I just think massively emotionally immature. I think. You see some of the relationships he has with the guys. The guys seem quite upset about him going, but really needs to work on, handling his emotions better. And the thing is, had he not been on this show, he would continue his life in that way.
Yeah.
He'd probably chill out a little bit as he gets older, but generally those traits. And the type, Chris, the type that who's like laughing and joking. One wrong word said, that's it. It goes the other way. It's like fucking, what's his name? Joe Pesci out of Goodfellas. What do you mean, like, ha funny?
Yeah.
So, yeah, hopefully he does get the help. And hopefully this experience for him is a good thing in the end. Because, it'll all calm down. Social media, I think it'll be a little bit mixed. I think there'll be plenty of sympathy. I think there'll be plenty of people saying, no, he's a tool, he deserved to go. But we won't care. When the next season comes on, fucking hell, Chris, when Maths comes on, I won't care about this lot. And as Lucas' words, they'll be the dead wood that I don't care about. So,
yeah,
he'll hopefully get that help then and become a better person for it.
No, that's a very good way to end the episode, I think, Dave. So, big thank you to everyone, as always, guys. Get over to patreon.com/CDRealitycast if you want to support us. Email us at cdrealitycast@gmail.com. And if you want to follow us on social media @CDRealitycast. So, today's roll call of honour is Gavin, Maggie, Kristen, Zoe, Tom, Gillian, Michelle, Keith, Helen, Brianna, Neve, Jacqueline, Noreen, Amy, Joanna, Helen, Libby, Katie, Dee Dee, Hannah, Priscilla, Susan, Hennessy, Hayley, Lauren, Lucky Lulu Green, and Ken Gustafson. So my word, that's getting longer. Thank you so much, guys, for all your support. Get over to Chris and Dave's Reality TV cast on Facebook. Really, really good fun on there. And a few people who are not on Facebook have reached out and asked about the Reality Radar T-shirts. If you look in the show notes now, they're in there, all the links to the stores and that. So if you do want one of the T-shirts and that, guys, brilliant. And mine and yours will be here very soon, Dave. I'm just waiting for the postman to knock on my door, and I'll be wearing mine very, very proud. It's my first ever T-shirt with well, for us, it's our first ever T-shirt, but obviously with my slogan on, Dave. We need to get you with your Casa Morians. I did see Tom's done a poll on Facebook saying, what's better, Casa Morians or the one that Sam had said, the Casa... I think he said Casa or more morons, but then Casa Morons. So I did the time. Yeah, it's on Facebook now. There's only me and Tom at the time voted, so it's 50-50, Dave. I've had to go with my wife's pick, unfortunately.
Well, of course.
So we'll see, Dave. But you need to get over there and all your dodgy accounts and just keep posting.
Keep voting. What do you mean by dodgy accounts? No, that's awesome. So looking forward to mine coming. And I did kind of excuse myself because I was holding off A little side note. So one of the side projects I do with Tony and Max, so the Mandatory Music and CD, we're covering our next album that we're going to be covering is Master of Puppets by Metallica, kind of inspired by Stranger Things, and basically I was watching a documentary on the making of that album, and I saw that, you know, at different concerts the band were wearing Metallica t-shirts. So I was like, right, okay, then it's fine to wear your own t-shirt.
Good work. All right, mate. So thank you for today. Been a bit of a long one, but you deserve the chat. So really enjoyed this. Thanks everyone for all your comments and that.
No, it's brilliant. And look, again, I think this is an emotionally charged one, and I think there's lots of different ways to look at it. So we always get great emails, great Facebook posts, Twitter and everything, but, you know, get back to us, let us know how you saw it as well. And, you know, it'd be good to throw that into the mix. So thank you very much, Chris. And thanks to everyone out there for listening. I'll speak to you next time.
Bye.